Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Glossy Philosophy. My name is Jansen Bidman and today you are tuned in for a really fun makeup tutorial. I am taking a character from the Starless by Erin Morgenstern and kind of bringing her to life through makeup with the party look. So if you want to see how to get this look, stay tuned. Let's get started with the makeup tutorial. So I have just cleaned my face and put on some skincare. So now let's prep our skin and especially our lids because this is going to be a very glittery look. So Mirabel, or Max as she is known in the book, goes to this party where Zachary Ezra Rollins also happens to be, and she is wearing a Max costume from a book, and her lids are very glittery, they're very gold, and she has gold liner, so it's kind of a simple look, but it's also dramatic at the same time. Okay, just putting that black right along the waterline. Because we aren't doing any other liner, we want to make sure that the lashes are going to pop a little bit. Now, it doesn't really say that much about her makeup, except that it is like perfect for playing Max from her book. So our job as makeup artists is to kind of read between the lines. So this is going to be my interpretation of what I think Mirabel would look like with her gold mask as well. Okay, we've prepped our skin. We have corrector on, we have eyeshadow base on, and we also have our not our smoky liner, we have our gel eyeliner on. So now we are ready to get started. Because this is a heavy eye look, we are going to start with the eyes. I'm going to be using a bunch of different golds to get a different effect, but I'm going to start with a little bit of my contour bronze on a 201 from BK Beauty, and I'm just very gently gonna work that into the crease. Again, it doesn't say that she's wearing a smoky eye or anything like that, but I know that we're gonna be playing with lots of pigments and shadows, so I want to make sure that everything is going to go down very smoothly. This could potentially be an excellent New Year's Eve look as well, if you are going to a masked event. Okay, so that just kind of defines our bone structure. I'm going to go in with a 217, and I'm going to use a little bit of Wedge from MAC and basically do the same thing. I'm just building up the crease just a little bit, just so I can kind of get my bearings of where I want to start and stop my gold. Mirabel seems like she's very with it with the times, so I don't think it's going to be like a cut crease or anything like that. And she is playing the role of a character from a children's book, so she can kind of do whatever she wants. So I'm going to go in with Eyes to Mesmerize. Ooh, sorry. There we go. Eyes to Mesmerize. Our nice Bette color from Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm using my shader brush from BK Beauty. And I'm going to put that all over the lid, all the way up to the crease. But I am I'm not gonna bring it into the crease, at least intentionally. If it happens to kind of creep up there, that's okay. So I'm really saturating my brush, and I'm going in again, starting in the middle, and just blending out. This shadow is awesome. It is kind of like putting on like an antique gold. So good for hazel eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes, really everybody. Okay, we're gonna put that away for just a little bit. I'm going to just kind of wipe off anything on a little towel that I brought down. And then we are gonna go in with a MAC pigment, and this is Old Gold. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use that as my liner. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go in with a little bit of glitter, and this is another Dazzleshadow, and this is Yes to Sequins. I'm going to spray a little bit of Fix Plus on my palette. I'm going to get my brush wet, and then I'm going to go in with Yes to Sequins. And I'm just going to add a little bit of excitement. It says in the book that she has a little bit of glitter. We're going to do kind of a grown-up glitter with this Dazzleshadow. Kind of focusing on the middle of the lid. Almost doing like a spotlight eye. And just building that up a little bit. Very pretty. Okay, before we go in with the liner, I'm going to go back in with my 217 with a little bit more Wedge and just kind of clean up what has happened with the gold, and just to give a little soft definition. Having shades like Wedge and Taupe are so great because they're not going to steal the show from whatever else you have going on. They're great transition shades, and they're great blending out shades. And don't forget, we're putting a mask on, so we need to make sure that the look can be seen through the mask as well. If you have a loose glitter, this would be a great time to put that on before you do your liner. Now, because I'm going to be using the same angled brush for my brows and my liner, I'm going to do my brows first with Sandstone and also Brun. Just quickly working that into the skin underneath the hair. Going a little bit later towards the front. Although this is a party look, so you can go a little bit more dramatic if you so choose. Taking a little bit more Sandstone, and then a little bit more Brun for the tail. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take off any powder that's there. I'm going to spray a little bit of Fix Plus again on my palette. I'm going to go in with my MAC pigment now, which is called Old Gold. Yeah, Old Gold. So pretty. I'm going to wet my brush. I'm going to tap into the cap, grab what I can, and we're going to do a liner. In the book it says that she has gold liner. And this is such a great way to get that effect. Another way to go about this would be to really focus in on that gold liner and do a very, very simple eye. That would also be really, really pretty. But I feel like Max is wearing a mask to this party. It's an evening party. She's in a ball gown. So she's probably done a little bit more with her makeup. And I'm just putting the gold down like I would a traditional liner. So just little dashes. It's not going to show up huge, like it's not going to knock your socks off from around across the room. But if you get close enough, then you'll be able to see it, which is exactly what happens in the book. He doesn't notice the liner until they start dancing, which would make sense because gold isn't going to pop off the skin like a brown or a black. And then just kind of building up that color a little bit. Very cool. Okay, if we want to go in a little bit later, we can. I'm going to put on some mascara with my Diorshow first. Kind of give that false lash look. He doesn't say, the character doesn't say anything about lashes. And it seems like that wouldn't really be her style as a character anyways. She's very effortless. Or at least appears to be. So I don't think she'd fuss around with lashes. Okay. Now we're going to go in with Smokey Eye Mascara from Bobbi Brown. Clean off any excess that came out of the tube. And then the rest of the look is just, whoops, really pretty, just really pretty skin. Pretty glowy, soft skin that looks like skin. Again, she's not a fussy person, so I don't think she'd spend forever and a day doing her makeup. But it is done, and it is done well. Well enough for a male character to notice. Okay, just building up that mascara a little bit. And now we're going to go in with complexion. So as always, we're going to start with a little bit of concealer. So you have to think you're wearing a mask. What's going to be seen, what's not going to be seen. you know that a mask is going to be put on top of your makeup as well. So more of the focus will be on what you can see through the mask rather than necessarily like this particular part. So it's making sure that the eyes look interesting and you have good clean skin. And we are going to do a red lip. Even though he doesn't say anything about that, I just feel like this look needs a red lip. And then we're going to go in with our foundation. On the back of my hand, I'm going to do some dots. Again, this is a party, so I just feel like, even though it's not mentioned, she's probably wearing some kind of lip product. I also get this very like European vibe from her as we continue to learn about MACs. So I think the red lip would be very effortless. It wouldn't be done with a lip liner. Mary Greenwell talks about making a red lip effortless. If you're ever interested, it's really great. Let's see, I'm going to take actually my 203. I'm going to go back in with the pigment, and I'm just going to wrap that around my inner corner now that we have our complexion mostly on, just to give a little extra interest and bring that. I think I'm also going to use the tip of my brush on that 203 with the pigment and just kind of line my lower lash line with that. I think that looks really cool. Playing with your lower lash line is a great way to play with color. So if you're trying out a new shadow or kind of a new vibe, your lower lash line is a great way to start. Yeah, it just makes it a little bit more fun, a little bit more, it's just popping a little bit more. Okay, we are definitely going to use some Lisa Eldridge highlight. We want glowy skin at this party, just in case we decide to take our mask off. There's candlelight, so we definitely want to catch that candlelight with some glow. And even Dainty, the blush I'm going to be using, has a little bit of shimmer in it too. And I'm bringing in my highlighter a little bit further in as well. All right, now let's powder. We're going to use the Precision powder with the Sheer Finish Pale Yellow powder because I don't want powder everywhere. I want to be precise. So if you don't feel like you need to powder your full face or your client's face, use a smaller brush if you're just doing kind of like the center. Otherwise, you're basically gonna flatten out your face that you just spent kind of highlighting. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of bone structure with my contour sculpting powder. Again, we're kind of going for a European vibe, so we're not going to go full on contour. Has to be effortless, almost like she just looks like this all the time. But we want to maintain that glow from the highlight. And actually, I'm going to use my bronzer brush with Dainty because I don't want a ton of color, and I'm going to put excess on the back of my hand and just really lightly put that on. So this would be great. Like, this would be a great place to stop, maybe put on some lip gloss and get out. But we are going to take it one more step, as always, and we're going to go in with Palazzo. We can always take it off if it doesn't work. I think that looks awesome. And then a little bit of Cinnabar gloss as well. This will kind of take it down a notch. We're just gonna lightly go around the perimeter of our mouth. Pick up anything that shouldn't really be there. Lick our top teeth, finger. Now we can smile at Zachary Ezra Rollins as we try to hunt him down. And that is the look. I hope you enjoyed this beauty tutorial on a book character. There's not a ton about her makeup in that specific scene when she goes to the masquerade, so I kind of improvised a little bit and used my imagination on what I think her makeup would look like. So I hope you had fun, and if you haven't seen the book talk, make sure that you see that. I'm going to link it below. I do fashion videos every Wednesday, I do beauty videos every Friday, and lots of blogs in between. I'm kind of everywhere in social media right now, so check out the links below. Thank you again for watching. Hit that thumbs up and the subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye!